The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
What's the matter with you? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
You see this guy here staring back at you?
Yeah.
That's your toughest opponent. Every time you get into the ring, that's who you're going against. I believe that in boxing, and I do believe that in life. Okay? You throw a jab in the jaw. All right, one to the gut. Now, every time you punch this guy, what's he doing?
He's throwing one back at me.
That's right. So either you block it, slip it, or get out of the way. So. I'll leave you two alone for a while. Good luck.
Halah, ABBA, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, HAMASHAYACH, malak, YAHAWAHSHI, Kadash, Shalom, 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 Shalom. Yo, I'm gonna go straight to the point. Yo, I had a dream, and I had a dream about, about wisdom, supping with me in a level where it's bringing me unto peace, but also self-examination as well, But before I get started, I want to give you a short background story so you can get more of the insight on where, I'm coming from, as a man, or I'm going to say as an individual, just me, just for y'all guys to get to know me a little bit, So going straight to the point, as me, growing up here in Philly, I was very obsessed with weapons, and my grandmother never understood it, until, I found out that my biological grandfather, he's obsessed with weapons on my mom's side, but before I even known him, my grandmother had a boyfriend, and his name was James Corey Jr., and he too been there in my life for a very long time, since I was a little kid, and and he was a Pan-Africanist, he was a revolutionary, he was Pan-African, he was pro-black, and he always used to go back and forth into Africa, taking trips and learning new things, and he gave me a necklace from Kenya, and as he gave me a necklace from Kenya, it was a bronze medallion, very hard, very solid, saying if you was to get hit with it, I'm saying you gonna be bleeding, and that was a perfect idea. So he gave me different strings and beads and metal beads and wooden beads. He gave me all different type of manner to make my own necklace. So therefore, I took the initiative to make a very brilliant necklace. Now understand that when I was in elementary school, I used to get bullied, and a lot of weapons that I did make back at home, I can't take it to school because it wasn't discreet. I made a walking stick that looked like a sword, because the way the handle was shaped, the way how I shaped and carved the handle. I made nunchucks, Kali sticks. I made a primitive police baton. I made a lot of different, unique stuff, but I can't bring it to school. So I needed something discreet So as crazy as it sounds, I took the medallion that my grandfather gave me, and I made it to a necklace where I could just put it over my head. But what's unique about it is the way how I designed the necklace itself. It had loops in it on each string, on each lace. Therefore, I could be able to put four of my fingers through the loop, wrap the rest around where the hook in the back of the necklace will hook onto the medallion, and I will make like a brass knuckle. And every time I get jumped, and every time I used to fight niggas, you know, I would protect myself. And after a while, after the fight, without them noticing, I'll hurry up and put the necklace back on. And when the school authorities come, they'll be like, he got a brass knuckle, or he got a knife, or he got this and he got that. And they'll check my pockets, they'll check my book bag, they'll check my coat, they'll check everything. He don't got a brass knuckle, you know. and not knowing that the whole entire time, it was my necklace. So I always had a warrior spirit, but I've been sensitized and beat down and became a punk, And mind you, this is my childhood, you know. So therefore, fast forward, through the spirit and power of Yahawah BAHASHAM, HAMASHAYACH malak Yahawahshi, I had a dream. Right? I was chilling with this woman. I was chilling with this female, this girl that I knew, not from high school, not from college, not from elementary school. This is a girl I actually know, and me and her, we was having a ball. We was busting up, chatting on some like mature, high value type shit, I was feeling her, and she was feeling me or whatever. But here's the point. She sat down, and I was going to sit down. And as I was going to sit down, it was something on the bench. It was at a bus station. It was something at a bench. And and I did not have it in my heart to steal. But I wanted to move it out the way so I could be able to sit down. So I reached for it to pick it up. But the way how it picked it up, it was like a heavy looking object. I don't know what it was, but it was a heavy looking object. I picked it up. But when I picked it up, it became lighter. As I picked it up, it became lighter. And as it became lighter, a bunch of dudes, I know it sounds random, but hear me out. A bunch of dudes, squared up. A bunch of dudes had it within their mind like I was stealing something from them. But it was like I was just trying to move it out the way. But because it was the heat of the moment, I was like, who the fuck is you? Because I didn't do nothing wrong in my eyes. I wasn't stealing. I was just trying to like move it out the way, And he was like, who the fuck? And the boy was who the fuck you talking to? That's the guy. Who the fuck you think you talking to? Huh? You think I'm playing, little nigga? Fuck ass nigga. It started like tuning me the fuck up, And in the midst of the moment, I was hostile too because he just came out of nowhere. But he started tuning me the fuck up. Boom, 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 boom. And I was fucked up. I was getting fucked up. And but in the dream, as I was getting beat up, it was like I was traumatized. I was like that scared little boy again. Seriously, I was like that scared little boy again. I was traumatized, and therefore, I'm blocking, I'm blocking my ribs. I'm blocking my rib. I'm blocking my face. He's coming from the uppercuts. He tuning me up, and I didn't know what to do until something was in my head, and it was like a muffled sound. And as it was a muffled sound, I start to relax. I start to notice certain things. Certain things came to the spirit, like the spirit was supping with me. And as I was supping, and as I was supping through the spirit, you know, it was like, loosen up, loosen your muscles. So I loosened my muscles. And as the bull was beating me the fuck up, the hits was softer. It had a little impact, but it was softer. It didn't hurt as much compared to if I was to tense my muscle. I felt relaxed. I took a deep breath. But I didn't want to be too relaxed. So I tensed back up so I could keep focus. As soon as I did that, the hits started rolling in more aggressive, more frequently. And it was like, it hit harder. It hurt it even more. So I sat there and I was like, I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying to like make sure, you know what I'm saying, that I be able to go back home. But it was just like, you know what? Let go of your ego. Because a part of me wanted to show off in front of the shorty. But it was just like, no. Let your ego go. Let your pride go. Relax. So I relaxed. Took a deep breath. And the hits were softer again. It was softer now again. And as it was softer, I smiled. I'm smiling. Like I'm actually having a big smile until I noticed and I realized I was at peace. In the midst of that trouble, in the midst of that storm, the Lord had brought me peace. I was taking the hits lightly to a point that I finally saw an opening and I punched him. Bull back off. I removed my weapons. I put my hands up. I got in my stance. We fought again. So, Khan. 4. At the first, she will walk with him by crooked ways. Let me pull that back again. This is wisdom. 4. At the first, she will walk with him by crooked ways. Meaning that as you're walking on that straight and narrow path, you're going to have obstacles in your life where she is going to try to teach you. Wisdom is trying to teach you out of a place of obeying instructions to the Lord. Okay? You're walking down that straight and narrow path and you come across obstacles. If you listen to the instructions of the Lord as you are being sealed, you could be able to overcome that obstacle and have the experience, the wisdom, and the knowledge and the understanding to help those who are suffering through the same darkness that you're suffering through at the moment. So you could be likened unto that light that's on that hill. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which art in heaven. Okay? So she's going to walk you in crooked ways. She's going to try you. Okay? God is going to try your faith. Okay? It's all what it comes down to, new covenant, and where he comes down to molding and shaping you. Okay? And bring fear and dread upon him. Okay, meaning that it's going to mean that she gonna rough you up a little bit and torment him with her discipline. So now you see the chastisement of the Lord. Now you see the chastening of the Lord until she may trust his soul. So are you pure enough? Are you reliable enough? Are you real enough? Are you still going to put yourself in a place of being obedient to the Lord and not blaspheming against the Spirit? Are you going to put yourself in a place where you're always going to be for Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWAHSHI and not of your own righteousness, and end up listening to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, meaning that doctrines of deceivings, meaning that teachings of lies? Okay? Shalom, shalom, call Halah, Abiy'ezer BAHASHAM, HAMASHAYACH malak YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAH. Okay, so again, now understand this. People have to understand that when you put yourself in a place to get rid of your ego, because people have to understand, and I want to say this now, they always say that happy is happy and peaceful is the man once he let go his ego. Okay? Once he let go his pride, because you start to realize where Abba Yahawah, through his wisdom, through his commandments, through his teachings, on where he stands at, and you being in meekness, so you could be able to receive the word in its fullness of his glory, in the fullest extent, in the fullness of his potential. But if you're not, and you get too big-headed of yourself, you're going to be put in a place where Abba Yahawah is going to humble you. Okay, so as Abba Yahawah is humbling you, okay, it's either one or two things. It's either you take it with a gladness and you repent off of the things that you are doing, or you roll with the punches and you continue on repeating the cycle that Abba had tried to take you away from. Okay. All right, I want to say, if you keep repeating the cycle that Abba Yahawah is putting you through, not putting you through, but you're putting yourself through, he's going to give you unto your own ruin, and he's going to give you unto your own damnation. Okay? He's going to hand you over to it, because you made it known that's where you stand at there by your actions. All right, meaning that your words has transformed to your word, which is a verbal vibration, unto your action, which is a different form of a vibration. Okay, all this is being done on where you stand at in the spirit, and which spirit are you going to, and what spirit or which fruit you're going to serve. Are you going to serve the laws of sin, which is the fruit of the flesh, or are you going to serve the laws of wisdom and principles and kingdom business, which is of the fruits of the spirit, dealing with the laws? And the laws is the words of God, and the words of God that has been made manifest is the HAMASHAYACH malak YAHAWAHSHI, who came to establish the law and to fulfill it, so it can be a part of our hearts as we are practicing it, so it can be sealed within us. Okay? Alright, I'm putting in a perspective on where he stand at in our lots and us becoming better. Okay? It's a process. It's not going to happen in a finger. It's a process. Okay? So that's what it comes down to, enduring. That's what it comes down to, long suffering. That's what it comes down to, being in obedience. When you be in obedience, you're abiding into HAMASHAYACH malak YAHAWAHSHI. That show forth on how you believe. You believe by keeping his commandments and knowing for a fact that whatever so he say, those shall it be. Okay? God is faithful. God is not a man that he should lie, neither his son. Okay? Alright, I want to read this passage to you. I want to break this down for y'all, okay? The book of Acts chapter 19 and verse 14. Okay? And there was seven sons of one, Scava, a Jew, and chief of the priest, which did so. Okay, so this is about a evil spirit who has entered inside a home. A spirit of infirmities, lust, or whatever it is an evil, wicked spirit who I want to say theoretically is one of those evil spirits who the lesser spirit had welcomed in. When your vessel is cleaned and garnished and you go back to your vomit, that evil spirit will come back. And as that evil spirit come back, he will bring 7 more worse than he. So therefore, in this context, there were 7 sons who was of the chief of priests, who came to that vessel to rebuke the evil spirits out. The only thing is, they were prideful. They wasn't humble. They was egotistic. They was hype. They was amp. They had the zeal of Yahawah, but it wasn't according to knowledge. They err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Yahawah, on where Yahawah stands at in being the authority that they have to operate in. Meaning that it is not your power, it is not your righteousness, but the Lord's. It's the Lord making you look good. Okay? Verse 15. And the evil spirit answered and said, YAHAWAHSHI I know, and Paul I know, but who is you? But who are you? But who are you? That's what happens with those who is trying to make a name for themselves, and their names is not worth. Their names is not worth up to that measurement of high in stature. Okay? Don't become boaster of yourselves. Okay? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, and they fled out the house naked and wounded. Meaning that they was overpowered, okay, by an entity that was stronger than them, who the Lord allowed to tune their asses the fuck up. I'm talking about boop, boop, doop, boom, bing, where they have to run out butt naked and wounded. Okay? Basically, this is the discipline of the Lord. I understand that the Lord is not going to allow things that happen to you that is evil. And he's going to bring you to a peaceful and an expected end. You're absolutely right. And always hold on to that. But if you keep having it within yourself that you want to reap, that you want to sow into your flesh, only expect to reap corruption. Meaning that if you're doing something that you know you got no business doing, that is against Abba Yahawah and his laws, statutes, and commandments, you're going to be put in a place where the Lord going to humble you, and he's going to use your enemies to do it. He did it before. He'll do it again. Okay? Verse 17. And this was known to all the Jews and Greeks also dwelling at Ephesus, and fear fell upon all. And the name of the Lord, HAMASHAYACH malak YAHAWAHSHI, was magnified. And many that believed came and confessed, and so their deeds. Wake up, call. Wake up, call. Watch this. There you go. Wake up, call. Come on, walk with the Spirit. Come on now. Time. So you have to understand that, and you have to see that. You have to see these things. All right.